to hurry, Hadjar. The Emperor didn't invite Einan and me. If he really wants me to hurry, I could get to his palace in an instant. Rekka, without stopping her horse, turned around. Her gray hair was pulled back in a tight bun and glistened slightly. No matter how powerful a cultivator was, they were still people as well. Apparently, once she'd found herself in the chambers of the Forbidden City, reserved for the Guard Corps, she'd immediately made sure she looked presentable. Hadjar noticed some blush, a bit of light lipstick, mascara on her lashes, some kind of hair ointment, and new, spacious clothes. People were people, even if they were immensely powerful. "You've grown stronger, Hadjar, much stronger. By the gods and demons, I don't even know for sure just how much stronger you are now, or how you managed to achieve that in such a short time. But don't delude yourself into thinking you're as powerful as your master. May his forefathers accept him. Even the great swordsman Orun had trouble breaking through the protective dome of the Forbidden City with the white lightning step technique." Rekka turned away with a snort of disdain. Hadjar looked at the magic symbol floating over the Forbidden City. Unlike other, similar magic symbols, it wasn't made from dense energy, but actual stone. Now that he was a lord, Hadjar felt the world around him differently. He'd changed more than Rekka could ever imagine, and thanks to those changes, he was aware of the fact that, if he wanted to, and had 10 seconds, he could break through the barrier and get in using the white lightning step technique, even though it was nowhere near as potent as his master's had been. But he simply didn't care enough to prove anything to anyone. "Don't you think, barbarian," Einan whispered in one of the dialects from the islands, "that you owe me a story? And besides, I want to know what effect the 100 Voices pill had." Hadjar raised an eyebrow. "I'm not planning to make another one, barbarian," the islander said in his usual calm manner. "I didn't mean to offend you, Baldy," he responded immediately. Taking a deep breath, he began his tale. "It all started when I merged with the other half of my soul, and I broke the sword spirit's seal." The knowledge required to use the final strike of the Sword of 4 Strikes technique came to Hadjar on its own. He'd gotten no explanations or training from the Black General. It just appeared in his mind, filled his arms, and changed his energy channels again, making them even stronger than they already were. At first, Hadjar had assumed that the first strike, the flying sword, released a murderous amount of energy and mysteries in order to hit the greatest number of enemies possible, but he soon realized that he'd been using it incorrectly. The flying sword really did do the greatest damage possible, but only to one target, finishing a fight with a monstrous attack that destroyed a foe's armor, body, and if they were weak enough, their very soul. The final strike, that bore the simple but ever so comprehensive name, the Sword, was created in order to destroy everything that a swordsman could reach with it. When Hadjar had unleashed this power and struck the sword spirit's seal shining above the shard of darkness he'd been standing on, he'd hit not one, not 2 of his neural network's markers, but all the remaining ones simultaneously. With just one attack, monstrous in its complexity and power, he'd destroyed the sword spirit's mark. As he'd fallen toward the meadow in his soul world, the last thing Hadjar had thought about was whether this technique had been a parting gift from the enemy or something else entirely. Then came an impact, but not the one a person experienced after landing on hard and cold ground, but rather the kind of impact a naughty child sometimes received from a strict father.